हाय एवरीवन, डियर स्टूडेंट। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एंथर। स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एंथर लास्ट वीडियो में हम लोगों ने देखा था स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ फ्लावर। तो स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ फ्लावर में एक पार्ट है एंड्रोशियम। तो एंड्रोशियम के अंदर जो है, एंड्रोशियम के अंदर एंथर और फिलामेंट है। तो सबसे पहले हम लोग देखेंगे एंड्रोशियम। हम लोगों ने क्या देखे थे लास्ट वीडियो में? तो एंड्रोशियम इज द मेल सेक्स पार्ट। सबको मालूम है एंड्रोशियम क्या है, मेल सेक्स पार्ट। और एंड्रोशियम आर consisting of two parts, anther and filament. Anther and filament. So anther is board shaped. Anther is board shaped, while filament is a stalk-like structure. डंडी जैसा है, डंडी नुमा है filament, and anther is a board shape. So, and here is connective. The connection between anther and filament is called as a connective. Connective. So connective connects the anther and filament. So what is the role of filament? Filament providing nutrition, food to the anther, and anther producing the pollen grain, that are male gametes. So first of all, the structure of anther. This is diathecous. Diathecous means having two lobes, having two. Two sides, diathecous. Diathecous means having two sides. And tetraspongiate. Tetraspongiate means each monothecous. Diathecous means two flap, and monothecous one flap. This one flap consisting of two pollen sacs. Two pollen sacs. One and two means total how much pollen sacs are there? Four pollen sacs. Four pollen sacs are here in anther. So it's called tetrasporangiate. Tetra means four, sporangiate means pollen sac. Four pollen sacs are here, and each monothecous, each means this side only. This is a one monothecous, this is another monothecous. That's why it's a diathecous. And four pollen sacs. These are the pollen sac. So four pollen sacs and two diathecous, that is monothecous this side and monothecous that side. So this is the whole entire about the androecium. Androeciums consisting anther and filament, and these are the four pollen sacs. Now come to the transverse section of anther. When you cut, do you know the transverse section? What is TS? TS is the transverse. Suppose this is a plane, and if you are taking the section, transverse section, so it is called as 90 degrees transverse section is called TS of anther. So TS of anther reveals or shows what it shows. It shows the hypodermal cell. This is the anther. When anther is in immature condition, जब anther immature condition में होता है, ये anther ये जब immature condition में अभी bud में है, अभी पूरा मैच्योर नहीं हुआ, तो इसका जो लेयर रहेगी, सबसे पहले दो लेयर होती है, एक बाहर की एपिडर्मिस एंड अंदर की हाइपोडर्मिस. एपिडर्मिस एंड हाइपोडर्मिस. So epidermis and hypodermis. So this is about the epidermis and this is the hypodermis. So hypodermis are converted in immature anther. Immature. अभी anther पूरी तरह से मैच्योर नहीं हुआ है. Anther पूरी तरह से मैच्योर नहीं है. Immature anther में epidermis and hypodermis. Hypodermis converted into archisporial cell. Hypodermis converted into archisporial cell. These hypodermis are converted into. This is the hypodermis. This is the hypodermis converted into archisporial cell. And archisporial cell gives rise to two layers. That is, first is sporogenous cell and another is the parietal cell. So sporogenous cell, here two layers. First is sporogenous and parietal. So sporogenous gives, parietal is inner. Parietal is inner layer, and sporogenous is the inner layer. This is the inner layer, and this is outer layer. Outer means not in the middle, not in the center. So in the center, inner layer. Here is a sporogenous cell, and outside the parietal cell. So sporogenous cell gives rise to, this sporogenous cell gives rise to microspore tetrads. Means when entering in the mature condition, this is the epidermis, this is the hypodermis, and the hypodermis are divided into two layers. First, sporogenous, yes, sorry, it is a parietal layer, and this is a sporogenous layer. So sporogenous inside, then parietal, and then epidermis. So this parietal layer means this one, not sporogenous. This parietal layer gives rise to 4 layers. What are that 4 layers? See here. What are that 4 layers? First, epidermis. You know very well about epidermis, outermost layer. So epidermis, outermost, and how is the shape of the cell of the outermost cell? That is epidermis, outermost layer, and shape of the cell is flattened cell. They are flattened and very thin. And second, it is followed by endothecium. Endothecium, it is subepidermal. Subepidermal is just after the epidermis. Suppose this is the epidermis, and this is the epidermis. This is the epidermis. This is the hypodermis, and hypodermis gives rise to archisporial cell. Archisporial cell are sporogenous and parietal. Suppose this is sporogenous and this is a parietal layer. This parietal gives rise to 4 layers. First, epidermis. Second, endothecium. Third, middle layer, and fourth, tapetum. This is the tapetum where the tetrad polar microspores are developed. So middle layer is thin wall. This will disintegrate in when the anther is get mature. Anther जब mature होने वाला होता है, तो ये जो layer है वो disintegrate होने वाली है, middle layer. And tapetum is the innermost and nutritive layer. Tapetum provide nutrition to the entire internal part, that is microspore tetrad. And archaeosporial sporogenous cell gives rise to microspore tetrad. Microspore tetrad, that is a pollen grain. So this is all about the structure of anther. The structure of anther is diathecous, tetrasporangiate. Each monothecous contains two pollen sacs. And when you see the case of anther shows what it shows. The hypodermal cell converted into archisporial cell, and archisporial cell gives rise to 2 layers or the 2 cell layer, that is sporogenous cell which is inner and parietal cell which is outer. While in sporogenous cell, microspore tetrad and pollen grain are here, which is called pollen grain. But in parietal layer is divided into again 4 divisions, that is epidermis, endothecium, middle layer, and last tapetum. This is the whole about the anther. Now see the natural real anther. All the different types of the natural and real anthers are here. Now come to the structure. देखते हैं structure of microscope. Structure of microscope. Microscope means pollen grain. Pollen grain. एंथर के अंदर जो प्रिपेयर होने वाला है पोलन ग्रेन, स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ माइक्रोस्कोप, उसको माइक्रोस्कोप भी बोलते हैं, दैट इज पोलन ग्रेन. Pollen grain. So these are some features of pollen grain. There is a microspore which is embedded or which is produced inside the anther. So it's first of all it's a non-motile. Non-motile means it cannot move itself. That's why the agents of pollination, birds and bats, air, water. So it's a non-motile. It can move itself. That's why it is called non-motile. Second thing, it's an haploid. Haploid. Gametes are there. It's the entire pollen grains are not haploid, but it's a gametes when it's produced, then that gametes are have the haploid nature. Unicellular, single cell, made up of single cell. This is a layer, exine, outer layer, intine. This is a nucleus. Non-motile, haploid, entire not haploid, but we will see the haploid. Unicellular, single cell, single nucleus. It is having a single nucleus inside that, and sporoderm. Sporoderm is the layer or the covering, pollen grain covered by the two layers. It's covered by two layers, and that both combined is called as sporoderm. So sporoderm is the outer layer and the inner layer. Outer exine, inner intine. So this is the structure of pollen grain or the microspore. So first see the structure of that pollen grain in detail. So first of all, the pollen grain covered by two layers, exine and intine. Exine is complex, non-biodegradable, and exine contain the chemical sporolanin. Sporolanin is the chemical which are present in exine, which thick, harder, and it thin in some places where the pollen tube emerges. That is the germ pore. These are the germ pore. It's a hard layer. Exine is a hard layer, but at some places it's thin for emerging this pollen tube. Here it will be converted in future, that pollen tube. So three germ pores. Where the germ pores, there are the thin layer in the exine. In case of intine is a thin layer which is followed by the exine, and these three layers having the germ pore, and that consisting of the pectin. The one of the protein is called as a pectin. So this pectin consisting here, that is in intine, and inside the center a single nucleus is present. Single nucleus are present inside the pollen grain. So when you write down the description in board examination, so it's a non-motile, it's a haploid structure, unicellular, single cell, and covered by the two layers, that is exine and intine. Exine and intine and nucleus are present inside of this, near to this wall, inner wall, or single nucleus is present. So this is all about the structure of pollen grain. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you.